professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a Scantron, pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Struggle made me, have better manners, man. I talked about it years ago on this channel. I've been homeless before. Well, I mean, however y'all slice it. Let's just say, I was in college. So let me say it that way. I was basically living out of my car, you know, working to not sleep in my car. I was working a night shift and, going to school in the daytime and at a point working an afternoon job. And I was, every night, like on 2 or 3 days out the week, I would spend the night at my girlfriend's house because I was really just up around the clock. A few times you just slept in the car or whatever. But I say that to say I finished college like that. And I remember being around people who were going through it, and it made them very angry, right? And the things that I've been through in life outside of just that, I use the homeless thing in a sense, in college, because that's not the normal college experience. But it made me appreciative. I've worked, like fast food jobs, movie theaters, minimum wage jobs, and this, that, and the third. And when I see people working at fast food jobs and minimum wage jobs, I'm very courteous because I've been there. And I realize, some people are jerks. They just got an attitude about everything. And it didn't hit me until recently. One of the reasons I don't have a bad attitude, is because I've been through a lot of struggles. And those struggles made me have good manners because it made me understand what a person might be going through, what a person might be feeling, what a person might be trying to do when they're in a certain situation, when they're trying to, how can I say this? They're trying to get to the mountaintop, but they're but they're at ground zero. You start to respect people. Like you look at people, you observe people, you look at them in their eyes, you realize, hey man, everybody is deserving of respect. I've never ate at a garbage can before, thankfully, right? Gotten close, I must admit. It makes you appreciate things. I've worked for stuff. I got, the home I live in, I'm proud of myself for being able to go from that situation to this situation. Some people got far further than I ever have. And, but I could say they had better support. And what I think about is, what if there are other people who had situations like me? Would I want to go out into the world and just, because I'm feeling bad or having a bad day, take it out on them? No. And then I thought about like my parents, my grandparents, the struggles that they had, that they even gave me a good life even through those struggles when I was younger. Like the things that they did, the sacrifices they made, it made me have better manners. Oh, the reason why I use Chris Eubank, that's who's in the thumbnail, I'm sorry. Chris Eubank is in the thumbnail. He's a boxer, great guy from Britain. I think he's a little thug though. I think he's a thug in the suit. He's smooth, but he's like a gentleman. He's a very cool dude, gentleman. But he always wanted to be very mannerable in this. And it's for a fighter, it was like a fighter's not supposed to be like this, right? And it's free to have good manners. Like he was always like, I'm not just a fighter. I'm a gentleman in a sense. And I think about that because I use that as a thumbnail because it doesn't. It's free to be nice to people. It's free to treat people with respect. It's free to treat people with human decency. You know what I'm saying? It's free to give somebody else a good experience, or put a smile on a person's face, or say nice, or say please and thank you and yes sir and yes ma'am and no sir and no ma'am. Is because if you can have good manners, you can deal with the unfairness in life. Because life is not fair. Like, life is not fair. Life, it's not even. It's not equal. It's not, you know, um, it's not easy. And if you can understand that, you can understand that goes for the vast majority of society. So I don't care how poor or how rich somebody is, you treat them with respect. You treat them like they're a righteous human being. I say that because I've learned from struggles, like I said, losses and tragedies and pain, like just pain, sabotage. I remember getting sick. I just kind of got over that. The car wreck. I remember I was doing videos with that, back problems and all that. Getting cheated in a lot of ways. When I was younger, getting cheated on, hell. You could still carry yourself with enough respect and dignity to still go. Because if you're angry, my philosophy is, truth be told, you know, you can you can have good manners and still confront something. You get what I'm saying? So my philosophy is, if it's really gonna go down like that, I'm gonna just get at you. I don't, but I can be mannerable and cool, and because calmer heads usually prevail. And when you have a calm head, you can understand that you can be empathetic to people. If you went through enough, you can be empathetic to people. You don't have to agree with everything or like everything or respect everything, but you can be empathetic enough with the human experience that you can um, show other people respect, because for some odd reason there's a lot of jerks in society who 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 really didn't really go through anything. They're just a-holes, and they spread that around. They do sucker stuff, and a person coming in, just and a stranger coming into your life and treating you with respect and dignity, sometimes it makes you feel like a human being. Like I think black guy, yeah, it always gets me, man. There's a video on YouTube of a black guy. He's homeless, and he says he's asking for change, and the dude just really disrespected him, and he's like, I'm sorry, thank you, I apologize. And he said later on that day, the guy came back, and he said he apologized to the homeless man for treating him so harshly. And the guy, and then he gave him some money or whatever. And the guy said, "Look, man, he called him a bum. That's and I won't forget it, because he said he was kind of crying. He had tears in his eyes. He said, "Look, I'm homeless, but I'm not a bum. I'm trying to do something." And if you can understand, like when we say the world, like a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. Some of us ain't that far from the street. Some of us ain't that far from living in our car. Some of us ain't that far, from the bottom falling out. So you should understand that. Like, some of us have been so protected by our support system that you don't get that. You know, some of us have lost important people in life. And remember the Dion Cole special? He was like, man, he lost his mother. That was his only family, really. He said some of us out here just messed up, you know, and um, I've learned well enough to know that if you struggle enough, even if you are struggling, you would rather be a blessing to somebody's human experience than a curse. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. Like, share, subscribe to that. Try and tell me what you think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
You ever been to the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.